As I moved back over 3 years ago, various documents, we supposedly have one eagle, but as I look at several different documents, there's several versions of that eagle. So having that, we really don't have our own identity.
When you hear Columbia Eagles, what do you see in your mind? Is it a marching band uniform? Is it the gym floor? Is it the new concession trailers? Or is it the scoreboard at the multipurpose field? They are all different eagles. They're a variation of the same eagle, but they're different. So when you think of one of those sites or uniforms or whatever it is, you tend to tie yourself to that group. And the goal behind this was to unify us. And we are all Eagles. We are all Columbia Eagles. And we are Columbia Eagles that play football or volleyball or are in color guard. That's just a part of who we are. But in the end, we're all Eagles.
At no point was it ever going to be any other color. We are blue and white. That is something that we've had for as long as I know, and longer than that.
When the school decided to pursue this endeavor of branding and how we were going to differentiate ourselves to Columbia Eagles, we knew that there were various factors you had to include. Cost, most importantly. How are we going to get this out without it costing a fortune? The vision. Where do we want to see it go? How big? What direction? What should it look like? The transition. How are we going to implement it? How are we going to move forward? The school board, the staff, alumni, student body, the community, all parts had to be on board in order for this to really grow and for people to connect with it and feel that it was their own. And so that was the goal. That was where we were trying to go.
When you're in the community and you see an eagle in a window, I can tell you what sports team that is. And I don't think the person is trying to not root for the other groups, but again, if we could have one identity that is everyone using the same one, it'd be great.
There are dozens of ways to try to implement a brand, and hiring companies that specialize in brand strategy are very costly. We could hire just one designer and work with one designer. But in order to do that, you provide your vision and they build it for you. They put it down on paper. And it wasn't just one person's vision that we wanted. We wanted it to be a community and grow it together. We had more than 60 designers to choose from, to work with, and over 200 potential designs to start from. So that way we could then develop groups to kind of pitch it to and see what their thoughts were. We could see what the groups gravitated towards. After meeting with the coaches and staff, alumni, we had a strong feeling of positive feedback to move forward. So the next group that was important to us was obviously our student body. And for that focus group, we pulled every club and organization within the school, athletic teams, every single group. We asked for their strongest representative that bled blue, that had school spirit and lived it every day. So we had multiple meetings with those groups, and it was incredible. The drive that they had, their passion, they would work together and they would bounce ideas off of each other, critiquing the different designs. I think by that time we had, about 12 to 15 different design directions that we could have went through. And they were critiquing from the slant of the font to the shade of the beak. They were looking at all different parts. And while at first, whenever we first had those meetings, and we said, oh, we're looking at getting a new eagle, some of them kind of shied back. By the end, they were all excited. They wanted to see when the final bout was going to be out, and it was just a new a new energy in the building. It was incredible. From the students' feedback, we narrowed it down to 3 designs, and we put it out to a vote. We got all those students back. We had all of them vote on it, and then the staff voted on it. And that was the end of this process. So from here, we had an overwhelming winner to build our brand off of. Now that we have the direction and the vision of where we want to go, we can start incorporating it in our long-term planning. There are plenty of things around campus, the gym floor, uniforms, signage that needs to be updated, and now we can use those projects that are already currently scheduled and in place to help build this identity and strengthen Columbia High School.